Warriors rise. Man, I hope I made JV proud with that one. I've been working on that, guys. I've been working on that. All right, guys, welcome to the New Wealth Transfer Podcast. I have my beautiful, lovely best friend here, May, and it is a double woman show. So, guys, you are in for a treat. Yes, you are in for a treat today. We are going to bring a lot of good information for you guys. Of course, we're going to answer the questions in the chat, but we are super excited. You got May and myself here, and we are going to bring the energy. We are going to bring the facts, and that's what we're all about. May and I are two Sagittarius sisters, if you guys didn't know about that. We are very much ruled by data and information, and we cut straight to the point. So if we get pretty direct and you know, we're fireballs too. So we're going to have some fun on the show. So I'm going to toss it over to May. She's going to introduce herself, and then we're going to jump right into it, guys. So let's get it started.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. As you guys know, my name's May. I'm the Chief Operations Officer for 3T Warrior Academy and Freedom Insurance. As well as I have my own personal brand, Feminine Finance, which I absolutely love speaking to women. I love speaking to the old version of myself and my future self. And so I think this is a great day that me and Jackie are super excited about because we are covering for the boys. Everybody is out traveling, having fun. I think JV is in Vegas. They have some little fighter thing going on. And so we're super excited to be here with you guys to hold the fort down.
We are holding the fort down. Yes. And dude, this is awesome. I'm excited to get into a lot of the feminine finance stuff. We have a lot of good data there, guys. May and I are very passionate about helping women. Obviously, we are women. We've come through our own journeys, and we have a lot of relevant information. If we have a lot of women in the chat, shout out to you guys. Oh my gosh, Mario, you just ruined.
What happened?
No. Oh, okay.
No, you're coming. We were just
sorry.
Oh, wait, you thought
no
it was
longer
gonna
a
be a girl?
female show. We got Mario in the house. Which Mario, you're more than welcome to come. You're more than welcome to come. We're happy that you actually hopped on board here. We were going to.
Wait, did I miss something?
We were having a feminine dynamic duo here.
We're having a moment together.
Yeah, and then you kind of brought in some masculine energy, which is okay. We can share that field. Mario, go ahead and introduce yourself. We'll get it started. We're actually good. It's better to have three.
That's right.
More things to toss around. Some of the comments in the chat. I'm sorry, I can't take it seriously. Go ahead, Mario.
Hey, everybody. My name is Mario. I'm one of the coaches and I guess tech ops as well within 3T. So I help a lot with behind the scenes of getting stuff together over with Dustin, one of the double Ds. But I'm super excited to be here with everybody. It's been a couple of weeks because I think we missed last Friday was 4th of July. So we missed that one. So super excited to be here. I did not know this was going to be a girls only or ladies only episode. I thought this was a regular show. And I'm like, oh, I'm running late. And then anyway, I mean,
no.
Girls only episode if you guys want.
No, we're glad that you came because you know what? It's so important to have masculine energy in the house because just like you described, you are so good at helping us build systems, guys. Our businesses would be extremely chaotic without Mario, the double Ds, and all the structure that they create for our businesses. So you know, just like I say often, there's not one energy that's better than the other, right? Like the feminine needs the masculine needs the feminine. And it's actually the unity of both that makes us both more powerful. And so we're just giving you a hard time, Mara. We're really glad that you're here because you're going to help balance me and Jackie out so that we're not just all Sagittarius sister in the, I don't know, the universe, right? We got to ground ourselves back into.
Well, I was about to put on some Beyonce and we were going to independent women over here. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're happy to have you, Mario. Very good to have you guys. We're super excited to bring this episode. It was not a women's only episode, Mario, but it was just May and I that were on in the beginning. And so we're happy you're here.
You were on time.
Got it.
So let's jump into it, guys. Let's jump into it. We have a lot of good stories. I don't want to deter away from actually some of the topics that we prepared for you guys, but definitely keep
Yep.
the questions in the chat. We would love any questions that you guys have. We're definitely going to leave some time at the end to answer those things. But let's get the podcast rolling with some of the news and information. We'll start off there, and then we'll actually roll that into to you guys, to us as people, why it's important to understand this stuff. And it all comes back to financial education. And May was just talking about that behind the scenes. That's the importance of this year, guys, is financial education. The theme of this year, May, what is the theme of this year?
Oh my gosh. Financial education, I feel like personal empowerment and taking back your responsibility. All right. We keep outsourcing responsibility to everybody else. And now you're going to see the fates change, right? As we move forward, we're ushering in a new incarnation cross. Okay. And so we're losing some of the tribal energy in a sense of running to the doctor to be saved, running to the financial advisor to be saved, looking for external validation in order to feel your own love that you should be holding for yourself. And so this is a year in human design, they call it the year of the door closing. And so a lot of you might be feeling this shift internally. Drop an emoji if you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable this month. Like there is some intense energy, especially this week, Jackie and Mario. I don't know if you guys felt it, but I definitely felt that. And I think it's something for us to embrace and to lean into, because it's only through pressure is anything that truly is birth, right? Think of a baby coming out of the womb, or think of a diamond, right? Mm-hmm. So if we didn't have that internal pressure to change, we would all stay the same. And so this is a huge year of change. And so, yes, I think that personal responsibility of knowing your finances, where the heck your money is going, and doing the work to find that out is just huge.
Yeah, I love that you said that about pressure. And I'm going to steal something from Alex Hermosi that he said is like, your work is it's literally termed labor, and labor is how things are created. So just like you said, whether it's a diamond, whether it's a baby, whether it's a business, right? It's all done through labor, and that is like the natural cycles of the universe. You have to go through a pressure time, or a forced almost environment to be able to sprout or break or fruition up into the next level. And so I love that. That sparked into my mind when you said that. So that was something I remembered from him that was really good, that kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
And it's something that we all experience here. I think we all have our own businesses, entrepreneurs, even, building within the academy. We all externally have our own personal businesses as well. So I love that. Like attracts like, for sure.
Yeah. I think it's fun after a while. I mean, we have to realize that we chose this 3D world, and we chose pain for the portal for growth. Right. And so it's like, I think that there should be a lot of reframing this year. Things aren't happening to you, that it's happening for you. Because to me, I'm like, if you ain't feeling pain, you ain't growing, baby. And I could not imagine, when we look back, remember when we first started 3T, I could not imagine if we were still those same people, if we were still that same business, if we still had those same programs, right? We wouldn't be where we are today. So yeah, for sure.
You know, it's something interesting, and Jackie's probably going to be proud of this one, but this week I actually looked a little bit into astrology specifically for me, and I kind of mixed it in with like numerology and also the Chinese zodiac. So I found out that I'm a metal horse, and we're in the year of the fire horse. We are. And so fire sharpens metal. So I thought that was very interesting. That was something that kind of came back as I was looking into it. And I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense based on, for me specifically, some of the challenges, but mostly changes that have been happening for me this year. But the past week, and we even spoke about this over the phone the other day, May, this week has been weird. Like conversations with people. I know that my consultations with people have been different this week. It's like everybody's kind of on edge and a little bit stressed out. There definitely feels like there's a lot more stress. That's kind of the emotion that I get from most people that I talk to this week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I said that to Jackie. I said, you know what, this week I'm just going to be an observer. I'm not going to be an absorber. Right? Because it's so easy to take in other people's emotions, right? And think that it's yours. And I think the most powerful thing that you can do in a room is know how to separate your aura from that. And literally like tell yourself, oh, wow, that person is having a tough day.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with me.
Yep.
Right. And I think too, with everything that's going on, on the political stage, I do feel like people are really feeling it. They don't have that sense of reassurance, and people are really stressing out about their money, about their finances, and their lack of retirement is what I noticed this last week.
Yeah, that is definitely, astrologically, I love that you looked into that, Mario. I am very proud of you. You
I love
should.
it.
I honestly, my belief is so ingrained in knowing so much about yourself as you, like, so uniquely. And astrology really teaches an individual that they are very, very unique because they have placements with their natal charts that is unlike anyone else. There is no one else like you. It is so uniquely defined in the snapshot of the sky. And so I truly believe the more a person understands about where those placements are, and it doesn't have to be so esoteric, right? It can be as simple as understanding your personality traits through taking like the Myers-Briggs test, right? Understanding your strengths and weaknesses. The more someone knows those things about them, they can hone in on those skills and strengths and use those things to further themselves and essentially that energy transaction that I talked about earlier on the podcast, to be able to provide more for the world. And it's an equal opposite energy force, right? It's an equal opposite energy transaction that occurs in the universe of how, the more you put out, the more you will get in terms of abundance and return. And I think that all depends on understanding what is your energy, what is that energy that you can provide to the world. So I love that you looked into that. I think everyone should. When the more I understand about myself, that's the case too. So awesome.
I think that's beautiful, Jackie, too, because something or another theme for this year is entrepreneurship. And people are underestimating the power within themselves, because just everything that you said is so beautiful, because we are all so uniquely made, and your value is meant to be given to the world, right? Like it's meant to be showcased. Right. And so there's so many people this year that are feeling this like inner hum of, well, if I'm going to work for this person for 30 years, why can't I try something for myself? And how beautiful is that? I mean, I feel like America is founded on entrepreneurship, right? It's like, I think every single person should have their own business. I just think it's a powerful leverage. It's a way for you to, showcase that unique blueprint and bring that into the world, because there's a lot of people who are looking for that, right? And then I feel like entrepreneurship, it just opens up so many doors for so many things. And I love mitigating taxes because I'm a business owner. Like I absolutely love that.
Yeah, the tax code was built specifically for business owners and entrepreneurs.
The wealthy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. So very good. Well, what's going on in the crypto world? Because I know a lot of my clients, they're like, oh, my portfolio's down $800. And I told my one client earlier this week, I was like, girl, it's going to get a little worse than that.
I don't know. It might. We've actually got a couple different views here, which is good. I think we should make a case for both sides. For sure.
Let's talk this out.
Yeah. I know
rebuttal.
some of the team. I know some of the team believes that that we are going lower. And the thesis behind that is based upon a lot of the geopolitical factors and just liquidity, I guess, in markets and what's going on with countries and nations. So a lot of the conflicts there also to bond markets. And so we talked a little bit about that earlier today, but that's one view of the team. But Mario, I know you have a little bit of a different view. So we'd love to hear more about that first. I think people have heard our case for going lower, but let's hear yours.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really that I have necessarily a different view. I developed this thing of always looking at things from a contrarian opinion or contrarian view. And that's primarily because every time it's been pretty spot on, every time people are bullish, you want to be bearish. When people are bearish, you want to be bullish. So what I'm noticing is just the same feeling that I got back in October that made me make an executive decision for myself to say, I want to sell an additional 10% of XRP because I feel the market's topping and we're going to go down from here. So it's that same feeling that I'm getting now, that I feel like people are mostly calling for prices to go lower. And I'm just like, hey, listen, I think that maybe they won't. And if they do, great, that's fine. I'm not trying to say that my opinion is the holy grail and then we're not going to go lower. But I'm just saying, take this as an opportunity already. Because at the end of the day, prices have come down. And when I say prices, I'm talking about crypto specifically. They have come down significantly from the tops that they set last year. Bitcoin 126 in October, XRP $3.50 something cents throughout the year of 2025. I don't recall exactly the date, but the point is prices are down already significantly. And so in my opinion, we've been in buy zone and in accumulation territory already for a little bit. You know, these $60,000 prices for Bitcoin, 58 that we got, you know, $1. We got pretty close to going under $1 for XRP. This is pretty good accumulation territory. Could we have a moment in the next few months where prices have a flash crash? I would 100% believe that can happen. But I'm just like, hey guys, listen, trying to time this bottom is just like trying to time the top. So decide what kind of investor you are. The kind of investor that I am is I'm just going to be consistent by buying when prices are low and when people are mostly bearish, and then sell when prices go up and people are starting to become greedy. That's the kind of investor that I am. I'm not going to sit there and, you know, Gonzo is phenomenal at what he does, and he did a great job calling the bottom of 2022 going into 23. He did a phenomenal job also calling the top for Bitcoin last year, and I am sure he's probably going to be right with the bottom this time around too. But I just feel like a lot of people, especially new to investing, they get too caught up with like, well, you know, should I put my $1,000 now or should I wait until for the bottom to come in? It's like nobody knows the bottom. And so that's why I put out that opinion in the community the other day. It wasn't so much to like ruffle anybody's feathers as far as like trying to be right by saying, hey, 58,000 is the bottom. It's more to just like ground yourself, because these are great buying opportunities. And at the end of the day, you are going to be more happy in the next 3 to 5 years once prices are 3, 4, 5x from here than you are going to be upset for trying to buy the bottom. So just take advantage of what we have today, save some for a rainy day or blood on the streets so they fall. And then just that gives you an opportunity to dollar cost average at a lower price.
Right. It's like, do you really wait? Oh, I'm going to wait to buy that sweater that I absolutely love for it to go on sale another 20%. Or do you just scoop it up and enjoy it? You know what I mean?
And it's like you're driving to the store to see the price every time and you're wasting money on gas.
This sale is not good enough.
Yes. Yeah. And I want to say this too. And then, and Jackie, then I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the powerful thing that you just said too, Mario, is it's the same feeling from that you felt before, that you literally have the ability to make your own choices. And that is the goal, guys. Okay. So many people, like when you guys join our academy, it's not for us to consistently or constantly tell you what to do and you're just order takers. We're trying to teach you education. We're trying to teach you the game. We're trying to put you into a system for you to take back that responsibility, to learn your body, right? And ultimately be able to do this for yourself. So I think that's cool, Mario. And I can see, because I feel like time is speeding up. Me and Jackie have talked about this because the top came a few months early, right? So it would, one could argue that the bottom could as well. But Jackie, what did you want to say?
Oh no, that was perfect. I was just saying that analogy was really good, but the fact that you just said that, we did actually, May, we did see that. We saw a newer high being formed. We broke the all-time high. I believe it was before
before the
the
halving.
event.
Mhm.
And so because that and for me, when you study that astrologically, that was actually when we moved forward with Uranus. After it being retrograde in Taurus, it started to move forward, and I believe that speed is coming from that planet when it moved forward, back or moved forward into Gemini. I believe that actually pushed forward that market, in it sped up. That's my belief. That was kind of my interpretation,
Mm.
the financial astrology behind that. And so your case, Mario, and I was going to say that for it happening sooner could
Mhm.
totally be because we have Uranus now direct in Gemini, which is favorable, for digital markets in general. So
Mm.
I love it. I love it.
Oh,
Um,
good stuff.
Well,
what else we got?
don't forget the just to complement what you said on the top coming in or the new all-time high coming in before the halving. You just explained it from an esoteric, astrological perspective, but in reality, well, not in reality, but the event that kind of took place that made that kind of happen, and the event that people kind of point towards as the reason why that happened was the ETFs. It was that January, all those January ETFs that happened that year in 24 that drove people, all this demand, all this hype towards Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin started to appreciate a lot in value and sent us to a new all-time high before the halving. But it's like you said, Jackie, like a lot of the stuff, like the biggest thing that I see now with people argumenting against the opinion that we potentially have formed the bottom already is, well, actually, not too long ago, we had people arguing that we were going to explode, or the prices were going to do great this year because of the Clarity Act. And now people are starting to get acclimated to the idea that the Clarity Act may actually not get through that soon. And so now they're like, oh yeah, okay. So now they're acclimating to the idea of escalation of tension, with the war and the macroeconomic, you did a great job breaking down what's going on this morning in the live that you did, Jackie. So all of those things is making people like, well, yes, all this stuff is going to send us lower. And then we've got stock market with a bubble in the AI sector. So if that pops, obviously we know crypto does tend to suffer whenever the stock market's not doing well. Crypto reflects it. But I don't know. I just feel like it's like what May reiterated from what I said. It's that feeling, the same feeling that most people were just getting too greedy. Now I feel like people are getting way overly bearish.
Yeah, it's good to follow those intuition. I mean, I feel like the intuition beats what happens externally every time, because May and I talk about this so frequently. We'll look back to the top and it was like we would be on phone calls and it was like, man, does it feel really toppy? And I just
said it so many times.
It's just funny. I feel intuition, and that's that goes back to learning yourself. I think people have power than they give themselves credit for.
And real quick, either way, I win, because if I'm wrong and prices go lower, I'll just buy more. So it's perfect.
Yes.
And if I'm right and this is the bottom and prices go up, then amazing. Then I'm making money. So it's a win-win.
Yes.
That's why I have a plan.
Yeah, having a plan and not having such a chokehold, right, on things, like that's emitting lack too, right? Like as if you won't have more money a month from now, right? Like, well, if I put in that full $1,000 now, it's like, that's why capital DR, number one, we talk about your cash flow. We should all be continually working on our cash flow. So then you don't have those feelings. It's like, yeah, throw in the $1,000 now, do it this weekend, and then work on your cash flow so that you have more next month. But people are stuck in this lack. And when you get stuck in that, things get super tight and rigid, and you're like counting, every dollar, and money just doesn't move like that. Money wants to be fluid. And so that's, again, why we have birthed our system of capital DR, because it will truly expand your portfolio. I promise you that, for sure.
Amen. Amen. We got Craig in the chat talking about May's boots.
Oh yeah, my boots from Freedom.
I love that. I love
My
that.
Sorels. I love Sorels, guys. I could like mow the yard with those boots. They're like the perfect
Oh.
wedge. This is not an advertisement. I just love Sorels. They have the perfect wedge, ladies, that you could do whatever it is that you need to do, and you just not like you're gonna topple over.
Sorel sponsor.
Just a
us.
plug. Yeah. Just a plug. Just a plug.
I love that. I love Oh, shout out to Kim. Love my ladies. Love you, Kim. You are so awesome.
Mhm.
Guys, Kim is with Freedom Insurance. If you guys
Yay.
don't know,
Kim.
we have a badass team over there as well. We've
Mhm.
got various ecosystems under the umbrella of the 3T Warrior Academy, and we have our team here in the 3T Warrior Academy. We also have a team on the Freedom Insurance side, and that's where Kim stems from. So shout out to Kim.
Yay. Kim in the house. Kim is awesome. All of our teams with 3T, Freedom, and Merlin are amazing. But I have to say, shout out to Kim because she is such a hard-working woman. Again, to talk a little bit more about masculine and feminine. So we all have a masculine and feminine within us, right? And the healthiest self is radiating both. Okay. And what I so appreciate about Kim is that she has such a healthy masculine because she has structure in her day. She's always working her leads. She communicates on time. She always, always does what is like best for her clients. And now, I mean, in the last one, gosh, Kim's been with us for a couple years now, right? I mean, she has just blossomed. She's such an amazing, beautiful woman. I'm so proud of her. So I had to do a little shout out to
Kim. Favor from the boss. No, I'm just
Yeah. Again, our teams are great, but you gotta have a little shout out from time to time.
Jackie, that just means you got to work harder.
I
Come
know,
on.
dude. I know.
No, I'm kidding. Jackie does a great job.
No, I love you guys. I love you guys. All right. What else do we have here? What else do
Well,
we
we
have?
got news. I know you shared some news, and we got some circle stuff. That was pretty cool. So I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, let's jump onto the Circle news. They just got approval to operate as a bank. I don't know if we have that in the background. The first article. Well, I think it was just a Twitter post, guys. USDC issuer Circle. They just got approval to operate as a federal regulated U.S. trust bank. So this is something that we have been talking about for a really long time within the Academy. JV has been on point with discussing how a lot of these oh my God, I just blanked on the name.
These like crypto companies?
Not crypto companies, but pegged to the dollar. Stable coins.
Stablecoin.
Stablecoin issuers becoming banks. Man, I can't believe I forgot that.
Family feud.
I know. Yeah, what is she thinking? So that's pretty big news, guys. This is just another stepping stone into the fruition of us going digital, and this is very much tied to astrological finance as well. If you study that, right, we are moving into an era of Aquarius, so a lot of that is technologically driven, digital asset driven, and so we're just going to see more and more move in progress towards this, and so very good. Any comments on USDC, guys?
Yeah. I mean, I think that we all saw this coming. And like you said, Jackie, we've been talking about this for quite a while, within the community, online as well. And it's that combination of both traditional finance and the decentralized finance or the new digital asset finance. I think it goes beyond digital asset or decentralized finance. I think it's more to do with like the digital asset finance aspect of things. So, the companies that have arisen from it, like Coinbase, like Kraken, like Circle, these companies they're bridging into the traditional finance as well. So I think it's just going to be normal for us to expect and to see digital assets be available in platforms that we're accustomed to using every day, aka the traditional banks, and also seeing bank-like services in the new digital platforms, things like Coinbase, things like Kraken. We've seen Robinhood do a lot as far as when it comes to also combining the both worlds. So I think this is par for the course. And we've had a lot of applications. We know that Ripple is also another company that's trying to get this license. So not surprised. And it's a great indication. We had the stablecoin bill come out first, which gave us the indication that stablecoins were the priority to get this regulation. And so we're just heading towards that future, guys. There is interest for the government to have stablecoins, because stablecoins at the end of the day, they're just tokenized dollars. So the more stablecoins are implemented and used, the more the dollar is being used simultaneously. So I think it's a great thing for the dollar all in all. And I think it's a great thing for people to start getting used to this digital format of everything.
Mm-hmm. Me and Jackie, we were talking about this the other day, and I was telling her, I'm like, I think I might miss holding cash in my hands. Like, have you thought of that? It's like, oh my gosh, we're going digital to where it's like, you can't see it. You can't hold it. Like, have you guys thought about that yet?
Yeah.
It's so interesting to me. I don't know.
Yeah. It is. It's almost like a loss of a sense. You know what I mean? When you think about your six senses, right? Touch is one of those. And so it's almost like a nostalgia that's going to go away. That's a great point, May. That's I also wanted to touch on what you said, Mario, about the digital dollar. And this is a big thing that they talked about, right, with the Russian president. I believe he made comments about that, about why we got the Genius Act first. And a lot of directly in relation to treasuries, right? And so a lot of American debt is funded by treasuries. And so they are, for every, that is direct correlation to stable coins that get minted, right? And so the concern there is external countries, right? They are moving away from U.S. treasuries. They're no longer funding U.S. debt. And so that is exactly what the Russian president was talking about, where he was saying the U.S. is trying to suck up their debt into stablecoins, right? Into digital assets. And so there's a concern there, I think, geopolitically with other nations as well. But that is exactly kind of the strategy I think that the U.S. has in order to manipulate, I guess, their debt circumstance. But that was a great point, because it was in direct connection with that first story that I was discussing earlier on the podcast, which was the dollar decline. Very good.
Yep.
Very good. I love that.
The future. But our kids, the younger generation, they're going to go through that transition. It's kind of like the people that were used to reading magazines and reading newspapers and listening to the radio. I mean, I remember in the summer in Portugal, every time I'd go to the beach with my grandparents on the weekend, my grandpa would be listening to the radio the whole time, and you'd be listening to the soccer games on the radio. And now it's like we just whip up our phone and we're watching the World Cup on our phone. So times have changed. And so I think it's just a matter of time until cash goes away, because at the end of the day, the government will want more control and more surveillance, and the more digital the currency is, the more that it gives them that surveillance.
Yeah, think of the unbanked, right? People are going to be crawling out of the sewers because they'll have to.
Yeah.
When they, you know what I mean? When everything goes digital. So I know I get this question a lot from my clients, and I want to hear your guys' take, because a lot of people are like, when is this big switch happening? Like, what do you guys honestly think? Do you think we're 5 years away? Do you think we're 10 years away to where the paper dollar and, actual change is no longer?
I don't think it's a switch. I think it's a gradual effect with everything. I think the belief of like all of a sudden it's just going to turn on, I don't necessarily believe that. And the reason why is, we experienced that in Florida, May, when we stopped at Culver's. In Florida, we stopped at Culver's and the bill came out to $1 and then a cent. And I think it was 2 cents, right? And so I tried to get them pennies, and they no longer accept pennies. Okay. That right there.
You didn't want them.
Right. That's a transitioning. So they just rounded it down to the nearest 5th cent. And so it's that right there was a prime example of the transitioning. They're not going to accept pennies anymore. Then they're not going to accept nickels. Then they're not going to accept dimes. Right. And then all of a sudden it's, then it's not going to accept dollars. Everything's going to be digital. So I don't think it's I don't think it is a all of a sudden boom, the grid is on. I
Sure.
do believe it is going to be like a like a slow transitionary power up, and I believe that too, just because I have that astrological lens. When planets kind of make their way into transition, like across the sky, it's a slow, gradual thing.
I love that.
Unless there's an event like 2020 that forces people to go a little bit quicker.
Contrarian to my belief.
Mm.
Yeah, you're right.
I love that.
Otherwise, go on, Jackie.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, otherwise, I'm completely with you. I think that especially in America, the way that people think, there is no way we're gonna have a flip of the switch moment as far as no longer having physical cash. It's gonna take a long time. The American culture is like we're seeing in the chat. It's having cash. It's having like the hard assets. That's the thing. So there isn't going to be this quick transition. It's going to take potentially generations for that to happen, unless there's something that happens like 2020, and we know that 2020 it made a lot of things change, and it made us go in the direction that they wanted, and things happened very quickly. And so if something happens, which I don't know what it could be, but if something happens to kind of make people, hey guys, you got to start using this. We can't be using physical cash anymore, because, and people are just going to gravitate towards it, because most people are going to see, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You said the word generations, and what popped into my mind, Mario, is that it truly does take generations to make a switch. It takes generations to heal. It takes generations, to really start, like, think of cities being built, right? That's generations. And so I'm really curious, guys, drop an emoji in the chat if you are teaching your children about digital currency. Because, like, think of this. So I know I've gotten some heat on my personal socials lately, because I made a post for women that it's not your fault that you are scared to invest, because, again, it wasn't until the 1970s, 1980s that women could actually have their own bank accounts, where they didn't have to have a man sign off that they could have that. And again, this is not a men versus women thing at all, okay? So hear me out. But if we still see, again, speaking of generations, from the Great Depression, right? That's my grandma. She is still alive. She still has a belief system from the early 1900s that made her save all of her money in CDs still today. She is 90. Okay. Then that would make sense for women who are still healing from the 70s and 80s, their relationship with money today. So what does that say going forward, right? That means us as parents, we need to be teaching our children about digital currency now, for how far in the future for them to actually get comfortable with it and have a healthy belief system behind it. I don't know, it just came to me. Sorry, guys.
I think you're right.
No,
I think you're right.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it definitely, I mean, it's biblical and it's universal, right? It's almost like there's a verse where it says, like, the hearts of the children will turn to their fathers, and the hearts of the fathers will turn to their children. I might have switched those two, but I think that's very true when it comes to, right, learning from those who came before you, but also, allowing their experience to help you learn, but also, learning from those experiences to then teach back a new way. So again, that is a very good, I love that. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good at
Thank you.
introspection.
Yeah, I know. I just been doing a lot of research, obviously, specifically to women, and only about 18% of women feel comfortable with retirement. That's not that much, guys, right? And so I wanted to really peel back the onion, because whatever you judge, you get stuck in, right? And so when I look back at the history, I'm like, well, it hasn't been that long. It's not your fault, right? I think this is the perfect time for women and for children to know, like, hey, you have a seat at the table. This isn't the generation anymore that you don't talk about things. It's actually the opposite, right? I have 3 kids. My oldest now is 18. What was really neat when we went to Florida, was that in May, Jackie? That we went? I can't remember what month we went out there. Anyways,
I think it's June.
Was it June? Is it the last couple of months? We're out there so often, but we were talking, about finances, obviously, because this is like our life. And so then my son overheard us, and he was like, "Mom, I'm ready." He's like, "Can we please borrow from my cash value life insurance policy so that I can buy XRP?" And I was like, "Yes, oh my gosh, let's do it." And so it's so important, I think, for parents to really embody things. You're going to make a faster transition even for your kids. And then it's like, again, this conversation at the table that we all are worthy of having.
Great job.
Amen.
I think amen. No, there was somebody in the chat. There was somebody in the chat pretending to be Coach JV, and I don't know if it was D. It was so quick.
Oh, that was me, bro. I
that was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Great job, Jackie.
Dude, I'm all about protection up in here.
Yes.
Tell us more about that, Jackie.
The protection, we can go into that pillar on the Capital DR system for sure. I saw a person in the chat that it was a JV impersonator, and he was like, "Are you a holder?" So I quickly banned him. But that's a great segue, May, into the protection pillar. I love that. Guys, Capital DR. So cash flow, right? The C, A is appreciation, appreciating assets, and P is protection, and L is leverage. Oh, I love that, D. Way to go. Plus DR, which is de-risk. And so May and I have a pretty big passion for the protection side. We are both in Freedom Insurance. And I think that is, for me personally, I talked to a lot of people, and I talked about this earlier, and hopefully we don't get any trouble here with the channel, but someone had asked about financial advisor, and I think there were a couple questions about 401k, and I'm just going to be upfront and honest. I think those are both, I'm not in favor of either of those, having a financial advisor, nor am I in favor of having a 401k. Me personally, I think that, we had a great discussion this morning about keeping yourself right in the system. I think those two are the predominant things that keep you right stuck in the system that is currently in stress right now. And so say what you will, hopefully, if there's a financial advisor in the chat, like, I'm not hating on you. I do believe that fiduciary responsibility means that you need to be educating yourself to be able to safely guard and protect your clients and your book of business. And it's just time and time again, I see a lot of financial advisors that just don't know about digital assets, digital currencies. They're still stuck on the 60-40 split that has been touted for generations, and that era is gone. And so if you're not doing your responsibility, holding the license that you hold to educate yourself and help people out of this time, I'm just not in favor for it. So those are my thoughts. But
and there's more to protection than what the dogma is allowing everybody to believe, because this goes back to, again, for my ladies in the house, 44% of women fear outliving their money. Okay. And there is a perfect solve for that I see help so many women, I mean, even men, is annuities. Right. And I was explaining an annuity today to one of our clients. I was like, this is like your cash flowing, your guaranteed cash flowing machine in retirement that you cannot outlive. And so if you really think about it, if you really ask yourself, okay, P in the protection, how does your nervous system feel knowing that you won't outlive money? You won't ever run out. Like, isn't there a sense of peace with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of dogma when it comes to insurance that I think it's just on purpose, right? It's like the world is so inverted. They want to keep things from you that actually work in your favor versus, you know what I mean? And I think that's why they have pushed people through certain narratives in a certain direction, right? Just like they were scaring us. It wasn't like, but a few years ago, everybody was still, a negative narrative on Bitcoin. And of course now it's at 60,000. It's like, oh wait, we should have bought it at 3,000. You know what I mean? So people really need to learn. They need to sit down and create their own conviction of what is it that you are investing in, because there's always going to be a narrative trying to talk you out of the things that you probably should be doing.
Exactly. And that's a big tell. I mean, you saying that, May, with like the traditional financial system, I mean, we're already starting to see a lot of like annuity companies, insurance companies start to implement digital currencies, right? So the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF is now being implemented in large companies like Delaware Life and Aspida, and they're putting those into their financial products. And so it all starts with insurance companies, guys. Those are the foundation. Those are the bedrock of our system that we are currently upon. And so if you are going to make a change to the system in terms of asset, diversification or inclusion into financial products, it would start actually at that bedrock, that foundation with insurance companies. And we're starting to see that already.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool.
So interesting. Well, should we get to some of the questions in the chat?
I love it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Questions.
Question time.
Questions.
All right. The first one comes from Isis Vinces. Can we talk about what to do when you don't feel feminine energy in a relationship?
I like that. That
Mario. No, I'm just kidding.
I love it. Hey, Mario's such a good husband. His wife, and how many kids you guys got? Like 7 now or something? No, I'm kidding.
Okay, take it easy. It's 8. I'm just kidding. It's 4.
Yeah. No, I'm just teasing you, Mario. You have a beautiful family though. But I love this question. And that question could go many directions. And so I'd say this. What's interesting is at the core of everybody's being, there is an energy that you naturally want to radiate, right? So at my core, I am a woman. I was born a woman, and I want to radiate my feminine energy. Okay. So same with men. Now, our relationship with that energy was probably compromised when we were little, because you had to self-abandon. You had to be somebody that you didn't want to be in order to be seen, loved, heard. And so what's interesting is that, a lot of people, they are in an unhealthy feminine or unhealthy masculine because of that childhood experience, mostly with their mom and their dad. Okay. So in order to heal these things within ourselves, you first have to look back at those relationships. All right. So the way that you were loved from your mom is how you will love your partner. Okay. So if your mom abandoned you growing up, you did not have that role model, it will probably be hard for you to love other people. Now with your dad, the way that your dad loved you or saw you growing up is how you will probably achieve in life. Okay, so example, if your dad always gave you recognition for, I'll just keep it since I'm a woman, I have a daddy, okay? If that recognition always came from you're achieving, you're doing, you're in all the sports, you're an A+ student, right? Then that achievement energy is going to show up in your work, right? So what's interesting is that to heal the core energy of who you are just, again, internally wanting to shine, you have to go into the opposite polarity and heal that. Okay. So example, when I learned this last year, I was like, oh my God, I need to go into my unhealed masculine energy, and I need to heal that man within me, because I don't feel safe with that man within me. And I need him to serve me. I need him to protect me. I need him to show up for me. Because of that, then I feel safe to expand. I feel safe to rise. And so it's kind of perplexing when people ask that question. It's an inner relationship. You have to go into the opposite polarity and heal that. And so for me, I look back in the last year, it's being more disciplined as a woman. It's creating more structure within myself, within the businesses, right? Ask my team, man. They're like, May, you need to slow down and create some structure here, girl. Like, this is chaos, right? And that's the immature feminine. It's chaos, right? And that can show up in your money. Is your finances all over the place? Do you have 1 million subscriptions? Do you even know where your money's going? Right? So I had to heal that person within me in order to now I feel more feminine this year than I have my whole life. So hopefully that answers some of your question.
Very good. Very good.
Thank
That
you.
and the opposite is true also. So for men, I think there's a lot of
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of shame in our society on men to go, to
Into their feminine.
be emotional, right? Yeah, or to have some feminine tendencies or things like that, but taking, kind of gender out of it in that regard, right? It's just energy. I think it's important to understand, like, for men, you also have to, do those opposite things, right?
Yeah, like learn to be nurturing, learn to be loving. There's a study that honestly, if this comes from a study of relationships, and women are looking for men to marry who are intelligent and kind.
Mhm.
Has nothing to do with finances. Intelligent and kind. And so it'd be like Mario, like his little son this morning was like running into the call, right? So Mario's like, come here, son. He's all nurturing and loving, right? That's the
Mhm.
example.
He just came in again right now.
Oh, did he? Oh,
Yeah, I was like, buddy,
cute. Yes.
Mario, actually, we were talking about this earlier, and you were someone that we had brought up who fulfills that. You're very kind and you're very intelligent as a, and I think you're a great role model
Thank you.
within the academy of that. And so, yeah, you should
Yep.
be very proud of that.
Appreciate it.
Love that.
Important.
Very good, May. That was awesome. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I felt like I was going through a therapy
That was
session.
deep.
Like, it really put me at peace. Like, no, I'm not even like, I'm not trying to make a joke. Like, honestly, guys,
Thank you.
May just has that energy about her, man. I'm so glad she's my best friend, because I'm like,
Thank
every time I need like an emotion settle, like
I love you, girl.
Down and listen.
yeah, let me lay on the couch and tell me what I need to learn.
I think it's the sixth line in me. I love relationship stuff. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. Like
Good.
it's sometimes, it's like, oh, do I want to pick up again a book on structure or relationships? I should probably pick this book up, but I'm like, ooh, this is juicy over here. Like,
I love that.
yeah.
All right, next question.
All right. This is actually a comment, I believe, from Kobe Barrett. I can't believe the Genius Act was signed during Mercury RX. I think it might have issues later with CBDCs.
So I started this, and Kobe, I love that you brought this up, because, and I love that you're a fellow just friend that I guess I can chat it up with about astrology. I love your questions in the chat. And this is something very interesting that I've also have on my thesis when it comes to central bank digital currencies and also stable coins. And so I think you're bringing this up is important, because usually during Mercury retrograde, there has to be a redoing or a revision of something. And so this might definitely be something that comes down the line of a revision with stablecoins or a revision with CBDC. So thank you for pointing that out. I also noticed that. I thought that was cool. All right, next one.
All right. Next question comes from Real Hillbilly. Without the need for Federal Reserve notes, can we delete the Federal Reserve Act of 1913?
Team thoughts?
Shift
Make
delete.
Mario. Make Mario answer that.
We can shift delete it.
Yeah.
Permanent delete. Permanent delete. Yep. Let's do it. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Without the need for Federal Reserve notes, can we delete the Federal Reserve Act of 1913? I mean,
I
we
don't
know
know.
that they're not
You
the
think we're too
government,
far
so-
deep? Yeah.
Does this refer to the conversation we were all having about the money disappearing, like
I think
physical
so.
cash disappearing?
Maybe. So I do believe that we will be moving away from the Federal Reserve System and the central bank of what the U.S. has established. I believe that is a big thing that will actually happen over these next couple of years. And so for me, I think it will look vastly different. I'm not sure if that involves a change to the act or revision to the act, but I definitely, I 100% believe that it will be a different system that was set up during that time for sure.
All right.
I guess we can count that as a check. All right, let's go. Next one.
Question.
Keep it moving. This one is help me with that name, Tacaleros. Like Jackie said on yesterday's call, it's good to have cash on hand for emergencies. Like if the power goes out, you only can use cash to buy food or gas.
Yeah, I think I said this inside of the academy on my Q&A call. And I think this, just to give an astrological lens to this goes back to Chiron and Taurus, having, going through a transitionary phase of needing tangible assets or tangible items to kind of get us through this transition. I do believe, for example, we're seeing a lot of tech issues or outages or things like that, right? Systems are running and operating at a full and max capacity. We know that with AI. They're not profitable for what the energy expenditure is for a lot of these systems to run. It is not bringing in the profit, or it is at a capacity that's almost over leveraged. And so I think, or I believe that will have an issue on some of the infrastructure that we currently have in place. And so, for example, I know some people think this is a little tinfoil hatty, but if we do have power grids shut off, or we do have delays in systems or in industries or and I don't think it's really too far off, right? I mean, the freaking Strait of Hormuz is closed and a fifth of the world's oil is blocked. You know what I mean? So don't think it's too far down the line that, your power could go out at your local grocery store, right? And they can't take your debit card and you need cash on hand to go buy some food. So that's just me. So I do think, having tangible assets during this time is an important thing. I've told May, I've called her up and I'm like, get some cash at your house. But
I love it.
Yeah, I definitely keep some cash in my wallet.
Yep. And silver. We got silver in the safe. Mix of bars and coins is good.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. Next question comes from Robert. Are there age restrictions with cash value life insurance policies? And are those policies part of the LLC that are recommended?
Do you want to answer that, Jackie? Or do you want me to?
We could both answer it. They're technically, insurance companies past the age of 75 for most of their products will not insure you. 75 is kind of their max on a lot of IULs, I believe, even term policies, 75 is the max. So technically speaking, that would be the cutoff. Now, our team specializes in structuring a policy properly. So we will take age into consideration if it makes sense for the cost of the insurance in what your goal is to actually obtaining the policy. Part of the LLC that are recommended, no, you don't necessarily need a cash value life insurance to open up an LLC. I think if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, or to be owned by, not necessarily.
No.
I've never LLCs, is for protection from someone suing you. I think a lot of people think that an LLC is getting them out of taxes. That's not the case.
Yeah, we get that question commonly, guys, and you will never get out of taxes. You will just learn the system to mitigate or write off taxes.
Yep.
Beautiful. It's not a must-have right away to get started. I feel like a lot of people kind of get too caught up on okay, I got to open up my LLC before I even start investing, and that's not the case. I feel like this LLC conversation has gotten so out of control the last couple of years, as far as just becoming such a massive misconception, and people feeling like in order to start investing, especially in crypto, they need to have an LLC first.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. You can just transfer your assets ownership over to an LLC once you're ready. And like Jackie said, it's about creating a layer of protection for yourself. You're not going to, you're not going to get away from the taxes part, except obviously from being able to do some expenses, which will help. But you can only do so much if it's an asset holding company.
And that's how the tax code is written. It is a way to incentivize people to buy stuff because that's what helps stimulate the economy. Right? So for business owners, okay, you can write off a business vehicle. Well, you're stimulating the economy. You're going to go buy a 6,000, pound or whatever, big old truck that you can expense through your business. Right? So then the government's like, yeah, okay, you're helping the whole tribe here.
That's exactly right.
So if you really deep dive into taxes, which I love doing this on Saturday mornings, guys, I do. I love looking at like all of our company numbers, and Tone sends us this stuff on Fridays. That Saturday morning, I'm like drinking my coffee and I'm like ChatGPT and different tax stuff. Like I don't know. It's fun for me, I think. It's not meant, I think, to really trip people up. I think people just need to sit down and study it. And there are so many strategies that can help you get ahead and help you buy more assets if you truly understand the basics of the tax codes.
Yep. Very true.
Beautiful. Next question.
All right. Next question comes from Robert. Oh, wait, hold on. Not that one. Let's go to the next one. Here we go. This one comes from Nicholas. Good day. Quick question. I understand the latter strategy of exiting, but how do you know what my exit target is, smartest based on the DCA?
Mario, you're in Merlin.
Yeah.
Give us your shot there.
Yep.
Well, number one is, and it's obviously going to be a plug, Merlin will help you do that. But there's a lot that goes into answering that question, because first of all, you have to determine what your strategy is as far as when you're looking to take profits. Are you short term? Are you long term? Crypto cycle? And so once you determine that, then you have to determine how much you want to sell going into that exit strategy. And then as far as actually coming up with the exit targets, that's where we've made it a lot easier in Merlin. Ever since we launched Merlin to the public, where we gave people the ability to create their exit strategy, the biggest question that we got on, and for those of you that don't know, I'm the Chief Experience Officer over at Merlin, so I help with a lot of the front-facing content, customer experience, as well as running the customer support. So I see all the messages coming in as far as needing help. And the biggest question we got throughout the years was, I don't know what targets to pick. And I think that, Nicholas, that's what you're kind of alluding to with your question, is how do you pick the targets? And you're right there with most people. It's one of those things that we produced a lot of content to help people come up with exit targets, but we knew that we had to do something in order to make it easier. So over the years, the team got really into it, and with just 3 clicks now in Merlin, you can have Merlin come up with the targets for you. It's going to tell you based on a technical, it's called the Fibonacci tool. It's going to give you the targets that you can consider to implement in your exit strategy. Now, that's one way of creating an exit strategy. Another way is literally just percentage based. If your cost basis for XRP is $1, that's awesome. If we can make that happen over the next few months, that would be awesome. And so you could tell yourself, when it's up 50%, I want to sell this much. And so XRP goes up 50%, you execute. When it's up 100% from my cost basis, I want to sell this much. And so you can really look at it from a simple perspective like that as well, just based on how much it grows by, you take an X amount of a certain percentage or a certain amount of coins out. So it really depends. I know a lot of people kind of just have their own specific price targets. Again, if you create a discernment and a really strong belief in an asset to where you believe it's going to get to a certain price, and you're like, I want to sell XRP at $589. So you could just have your exit strategy based on price targets that you believe. And by the way, guys, that was a joke on the 589. Don't consider that into targets, or do. I mean, anything can happen.
They are like, sorry, Mario. I was actually reading the sign behind your head that says "Dad's Garage."
Oh yeah. Rude. That was funny. My kids
so funny.
That for Father's Day. I was like, that's pretty cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah,
that's so true. If he can't fix it, we're all screwed.
We're all screwed.
I was enthralled in that, so I apologize. But no,
you're good. No, but that's that's it. Use Merlin for the Fibonacci. Otherwise, if you don't have Merlin, I mean, you should have Merlin because it's a tool that not only allows you to prepare for exit, but as off a couple of weeks ago, we just started pushing out some announcements. Entry strategies are now available in Merlin. So you can now use Merlin to create that entry strategy, knowing what prices technically could be possible. So then Merlin can send you those alerts to be able to buy in. So you definitely should have Merlin, but if you don't or don't want to, I'm not going to push you, even though I think you should. Just go to YouTube, research the Fibonacci tool, and just see how it can potentially help you.
Great answer. I also think too, Nicholas, there's nothing wrong with just saying, hey, I'm going to double my money or I'm going to triple my money, right? So usually when people get into crypto and they're like, man, a double is not good. It's like, bro, in regular markets, a double takes 7 to 10 years. So if you get a double in like 6 months, that's phenomenal. That doesn't happen every day. So I think people are a little, it's illusory when you get in the crypto market because you're thinking I got to 10x this or 100x this. No. Like 2x, 3x, 4x is like, that's great that you're doing a phenomenal job. That does not happen traditionally. So you don't have to be so techie about it if it's not in your wheelhouse to do Fibonacci either. If your goal is like, hey, here's my average cost basis, my plan is to double, then triple, then quadruple, and I'll pull out at each one of those ladders, that's phenomenal. You'd probably do better than most that are sitting there with like, all these charts and screens and yeah, absolutely. I promise you, keep it simple is the best philosophy.
And honestly, for people, it's like create a plan and just stick to it. Like create your own plan and stick to it. Like Jackie taught me that last year. I, the Lord God, am bound by what I say. She's like, just follow what you're saying. I'm like, oh my God, that sounds so simple. I did. And it worked and it still works. So what feels good to you? And then stick to the plan. That's it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Way to
go.
Next question comes from Everyday. Speaking of astrology and cycles, with us entering this new Aquarius age, has everything gone how you anticipated for the most part or not? Can you elaborate on what went right or wrong so far?
I love this question. We are very new into the Aquarius age. So if you know about the era of Aquarius, I think really resides upon Pluto's placement, and Pluto takes a very long time to move signs throughout the zodiac. And so this new era of Aquarius, this new age of Aquarius, it's not an exact date or point. Like we talk about, it's a transitioning. That's why a lot of my belief is not that things will happen abruptly, especially when it comes to outer planets. It's a transitionary thematic thing that will happen over time, and so we have yet to see much of what Aquarius will bring because it's very new. I think some people, right, there's a song, right, about talking about the age of Aquarius, I think that came out in the 80s. So there are people, there you go, D, let's sing it. In the 80s. So many astrologers will say that it started in the 80s. Many astrologers base off now where Pluto actually just transitioned into the sign of Aquarius. And so I think it's a longer time period, but it just got into Aquarius. And so I think there has yet to be seen a lot of what that will bring, but it will also, I was actually telling May about this the other day, it will show us two sides of the coin when it comes to Aquarius. So we're seeing the positive side where, we have a lot of tech innovation that's helping with scaling businesses or helping lift a lot of the laborious or burdensome tasks that many entrepreneurs or people have on the daily, right? AI is very beneficial when it comes to like creating documents or things like that you need to get done. And so that part of Aquarius where the tech drive is we have a lot of even medical implementations that Aquarius has brought, right? Thinking of peptides or the healing aspects that have been brought through the medical field with us entering into this new age. And We're going to start to see a lot more of that. So that's the positive aspect, but Pluto will also show us the negative aspect of that as well. And so I think a lot of the negative implementation of that is not being able to determine if something is actually reality or if it's falsification, right? There's a lot of scams that are going on. There's a lot of like falsifying of information even and data. And so I think that is the negative context of what Pluto and Aquarius is bringing. Sorry guys, that was a long drawn out answer, but thank you for
It
asking.
was beautiful.
It was necessary.
Thank you.
All right, we ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right, let's get her done. All right, this is from Joe. So if meme coins are crap, how does someone put $85 in cat cash and make 2.5 million?
Oh man.
And somebody put dollars in the slot machine and make a bunch of money.
Because a lot of people
Get
put
lucky.
money into cat cash, and then the person who made 2.5 million pulled profits, and the rest who didn't make money lost.
That's right.
Like
And
when
you-
someone,
it's a market,
someone
it's a market.
loses.
Yep, there's buyers and sellers. But
Called a zero sum game.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that is exactly why meme coins are crap, because you will have a lot of losers and it's very unlikely that you will be that winner in that gambling game.
All right. This looks like the last question.
Well, right on time. Way to go.
Let's go.
Yep. 8065 of 23, 30K in my 401k. If I cash it out, would it be better to start an IUL or dividend stocks?
Mm.
Gosh, that could go so many directions. I feel like number one is we do free needs assessment on our Freedom Insurance side, where we take a look at everything and we get to know you. So sometimes it's hard on these calls to give people like blanket statements, you know what I mean, of what to do. I would say the fact that you are investing at age 23 is you have a higher probability of being a millionaire in your 50s because you're starting in your 20s. So fun fact, I love research, and there was a bunch of millionaires that they interviewed, and what they found was that the people who started in their 20s and they learned to pay themselves first 20%. Okay, I know our principle, we say 10% based off Richest Man in Babylon, but that book was written so long ago, right? And now with inflation. But so again, for the millionaires, they paid themselves first 20% of every paycheck coming in, and they hit millionaire status in their 50s. So I just had to do a shout out because you're 23, and I think that's amazing. And anything that you keep investing in, I feel like it's just consistency, believe in it, keep going, and you're at a great age to increase your cash flow and really hit some, I don't know, an amazing future for yourself.
Yeah, the fact that you're 23 and asking about your 401k, I don't think there's many 23-year-olds out there. And it actually seems like younger and younger generations are more concerned about this. And I think that definitely integrates with, your Pluto, actually, the era that you guys were born in. And so congratulations for asking that. I would reiterate what May said. If you are curious more so in depth of a situation for you, May put that link in the chat. That is a direct link to our team to reach out and ask for a free needs assessment, and we can kind of give you a little more insight of what you're looking for. But that is it, guys. Thank you so much. Let's do round room, and then we'll close it out. Let's start with Mario.
Sure. It's going to be a little bit hard for me to get deep because I just read a comment from Clinton that made me a little upset, but it's fine. The day goes on. But no, joking aside, just super thankful. You also said this during this morning's live, Jackie, where you took a moment to just say how thankful you were for, everybody that's surrounding you and the team. And yeah, I'm equally as thankful, and it's been great. This year has been great. A lot of changes, a lot of good stuff that we've been building as a team, and it's been great to be able to contribute that into that from me specifically on the technical side, it makes me feel really proud and happy every time that I'm able to help Dustin figure something out or implement something new.
Mhm.
And now helping with the Freedom Insurance team. And it was great to see May's reaction when she saw the new website. All this stuff just really makes me really happy because it's what I love to do. And so I guess my message today would be, try to do more of what you love, because when you do more of what you love, it doesn't feel like a burden or like work.
Mhm.
It feels natural. It feels good. And so I know that sometimes we get pushed in a certain direction because of life, but know that it's within your control to get yourself in another direction, or that at least you can do something in order to push yourself towards another direction. So follow your passions, follow what you love. It's never too late to learn a new skill. And so that would be my message, and just have an amazing weekend.
Can I piggyback? Can I go next, Jackie?
Nope.
Because
Go ahead.
I love what you just said. It reminded me of Revive last year. Remember what I taught with human design is that we have an unconscious Mars within our chart, and it deals with our provocation. And we were born into this world thinking or believing that you cannot make money doing what you love to do, which is a false belief. And so I want to piggyback Mario on that to challenge those beliefs, because you can make money do the thing that you love. Just like Mario's lit up on all this like techie stuff, and then it makes our lives so much easier. And two, I just want to say a heart of gratitude. I believe we have 31 team members inside 3T Warrior Academy. I cannot say everybody's name. Thank you so much for your hard work and your dedication. You do not build a great company without having great people in it. So thank you there. Our Freedom Insurance team, there is 11 of us. Our agents are Mario, Lisa, Kim, Jackie, Kurt, and myself, right? And then our back office is Angelica and Trish. Mario's a tech guy, JV and Jeremy. And then the entire Merlin team, I'm not sure how many is within that company, but number one, thank you guys so much for everything that you do in order for us to have this show with you. And at the end of this, hopefully you guys realize how important it is to give yourself first what it is that you need, because the more that you know who you are, the more that you can hold into your hands. And so it goes deep inside the 3T Warrior Academy on how important self-development is, so that you can know thyself. And that's how you will rise in your greatness. So kicking it to you, Jackie.
Boom. I love that. I love that. Way to go. I love the gratitude. Dee, did you have words? We do not want to forget you. We are super grateful for you and Dustin for what you guys do behind the scenes. I mean, you guys put out fires, man. I mean, little echoes and stuff here and there, and you guys are like on it. So
We keep our fire gear on, ready to go.
yeah.
No, if I had to say anything, just a reminder to live every day as if it's your last. Take
Mm.
nothing for granted and treat as many people as possible with love and respect.
Ooh, I love
I
that.
love that. I love that. I think love and respect is at the core of how this universe operates. I think
Give it away
everyone.
for free.
Yep, that's truth. It will all come back. Give it
Yep.
away for free. It'll all come back. All right, guys. Well, we want to say thank you so much. Thank you for being with us on this journey, on your journey, and with us on this journey. We are definitely dedicated. We are locked in as a team here. May said it very well, eloquently, that, we are all here doing our part in making sure, we see the vision, we understand the mission, and we're locked in, ready to go. So we love you. Thank you so much for joining us and for always being with us here. And we hope you have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, shoot. I forgot the Warriors Rise. Mario, close us out.
Oh, shit.
Oh, me?
Are we doing it on 3?
Let's do it on 3.
we still
All of
going?
us. All of us. All of us.
Okay.
Yeah. 3, 1.
Which way? Which way?
On 3. Sorry, I was.
1, 2, 3.
Warriors!
Rise.
Yes.
Get your shit together. Let's go.